good day, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And if you ever wanted any more proof about the death wish that the ANC have for South Africa, go no further than these 50 quotes that I will give to you now. Number 1, no opposition party will ever defeat the ANC. Julius Malema on the 16th of April 2009 said, "No opposition party will ever defeat the ANC. We want all to combine so we can defeat them." Number 2, we systematically destroyed Nelson Mandela Bay. Now, remember, Nelson Mandela Bay has been kind of like a hotspot between the DA, the Democratic Alliance, and the ANC. So, what do the ANC do when they're not happy because they haven't got ultimate power? We systematically destroy it. Even though it's Nelson Mandela Bay, the icon. Jacob Zuma on the 13th of March 2017 said, "Of all the metros, I won't talk about the Nelson Mandela Bay metro because you know all about it. We ruined it for years, bit by bit. Now the opposition is in charge. We cannot say we are surprised by that." This is the ANC talking. Number 3, ghosts prevented us from winning the Western Cape. This is from Jacob Zuma on the 7th of September 2017. "In the last elections, I was satisfied that we are taking the Western Cape. I even said so. What went wrong? I too can't tell you. It's witchcraft. You never know. Maybe even ghosts are voting." Now, we talked about witchcraft and Sangomas extensively here, and you can see the role that they play in the minds of these ANC leaders. Number 4, state capture will be sorted out by Christmas. No problem. Fikile Mbalula, 7th of September 2017. "Don't worry about thugs who are hijacking the state. I'm going to finish them before Christmas." Yeah. So what's the Zondo Commission about, big boy? Number 5, President Zuma is an honest man and an excellent leader. Cyril Ramaphosa on the 24th of March 2014 on Zuma and in response to the Public Protector's report on Nkandla. Yeah, his little taxpayer paid for home. And Ramaphosa said, "We are saying that the integrity of the President Zuma remains intact and that this president has the ability and know-how to lead our government in South Africa going forward." Okay, you heard this right. This is a man who talks a load of BS today in South Africa. Number 6, now we can celebrate Zuma's face forever. Vuyo Malati on the 10th of November 2009 presenting Zuma with an official South African post office stamp. The stamp will remain a significant chapter and will be a symbol of possibilities and a better life for all. It should be a treasure to the world, as they will have a piece of the president. My gosh, that would go straight in the rubbish bin, quite honestly. Number 7, bow down to your king. Jacob Zuma on the 20th December 2013. "I was so impressed to see how people in Venda express respect for other people. A woman would clap her hands and even lie down to show respect. I was so impressed. If I was not already married to my wives, I would go to Venda to look for a woman." 8, the ANC decay is total. Kagalema Motlani on the 19th of January 2007. "This rot is across the board. It's not confined to any level or any area of the country. Almost every project is conceived because it offers opportunities for certain people to make money. A great deal of the ANC's problems are occasioned by this. The whole ANC government is occasioned by corruption. That's the bottom line. 9. We will rule forever. Well, forever until the elections, that is. This is by Lindiwe Sisulu on the 18th of July 2016. This place, Nelson Mandela Bay Metro, has Nelson Mandela's name, and we will never give it to anyone else while we are still alive. The ANC shall rule forever. And guess what? It went to the DA. That's how long eternity is for the ANC. 10. Zuma, the polymath. Jackson Mthembu, 22nd of March 2012, describing Jacob Zuma, one of our generation's most intelligent leaders. Of course. What was it he said? 100 million, 100, 300, 45. Listen to me carefully. Let's have a look at this image so we can listen to him carefully and see what he's talking about. "11. If Nkandla was built in Sandton, there would have been no fuss." Tembo Mthembu, 13th of November 2012, on Nkandla. If the development was done in Ballito, Sandton or Constantia, there would be no one making a noise. People are making a noise because they don't want such a residence in a rural area. Number 12. Never mind Jesus. The ANC has its own personal God. Sindiso Mfanyana on the 20th of October 2013. In a discussion I once had with O.R. Tambo, he was convinced that the ANC had its own God. That is why when you attack the party, it is you who will be destroyed. It is our responsibility to look after the children of God. Number 13. Life-saving antiretroviral drugs. Fake news. Manto Chabalala, Msimang, 7th of November 2000. Today I want to dispel this myth because it is absolutely not true that antiretroviral drugs work. The pharmaceutical industry and those who have a vested interest in the drug industry fuels this propaganda. Number 14. If you come to Nkandla, you must die. Sitha Gokofoma, 10th of November 2012. DAs mischievous to visit Nkandla. They will die. Akudlawa fa. We are not playing. And they must die like cockroaches. 15. Don't think like Africans. Think like me. Jacob Zuma, the 21st of October 2013. We can't think like Africans in Africa generally. We're in Johannesburg. This is Johannesburg. It is not some national road in Malawi. No. Bit of an L factor missing there, but anyway, let's just carry on. Why is the ANC more like the Sopranos than a political party? Batabili Dlamini, 19th of March 2016. All of us there in the NEC, that's the National Executive Committee of the ANC, have our Smalanyana skeletons, and we don't want to take out all skeletons out because there will be all hell to break loose. Number 17. Zuma will put an end to the manipulation of state institutions. Well. SACP statement on the 7th of May 2009. For the SACP, the election of C. de Zuma as President of the Republic marks the victory of the will of the people over the evils of abuse of state institutions for narrow political goals. With this victory, the people of South Africa are sending an important message that never again should be allowed abusers to the state organs to settle political scores with opponents. It is therefore also a challenge to the incoming government to ensure that state institutions do indeed serve the people and not partisan interests. The SACP is indeed confident that the Zuma-led government will indeed rise up to this and many other challenges and will play our part in the interest of defending and deepening our democracy in the favour of our workers and the poor of our country. And I think that kind of sums up the crap that the ANC speak. Anyway, let's continue. We're only a third of the way through them. 18. Eskom will be doing some great things anytime now, or now, or now. This is Cyril Ramaphosa on the 11th of June 2015, at the height of state capture involving the Guptas. And he said, Ramaphosa, hippo-wise, said, "We are going to see some good things coming out of Eskom, that I promise you." Well, Ramaphosa's promises are about as good as a complete joke. 19. This is not a party for people with degrees. Julius Malema on the 9th of February 2009. Now that just happens to be a very special day for me. I'm not going to say why. Anyway, Malema said, "You don't need qualifications to lead in the ANC." Of course not, because Malema is completely clueless. Number 20, quotas for everyone. This is Enoch Godongwana, 14th of November 2013. Hendrik Verwoerd used the quota system, therefore we should too. We unashamedly say we will use quotas in every sector of the economy. 21, and excuse Bonsai in the background, he's having a seniors moment. 21. My status demands a BMW, obviously. This is Jackson Mthembu, the 15th of December 1997, in response to the suggestion that 2.3 million rand of his provincial department is spent on 10 new BMWs was inappropriate. And he says, this is an ANC man, remember? "I am a leader in my community and therefore I have certain status. You can't therefore be saying I should drive a 1600 vehicle." 22. Advocate J.G. Zuma. Jacob Zuma on the 24th of March 2006. And he says, "I wanted to be three things: a teacher, a priest, or lawyer. I realize now I should have been a lawyer because of my belief in justice." I mean, really, you can't make this shit up. Jacob Zuma is the most corrupt person in the ANC, and all his cadres are learning from the chief. 23. Mature, healthy, considered political analysis. This is, again, one Julius Chameleon Malema on the 30th of October 2010. And where's my Julius Malema hat? Where is my hat? Here we are. Let me wear this hat for this very special occasion. Okay, Julius, let's see what you have to say. Everything for free, man? Julius Malema, 30th of October 2010. If Zili had her way, she would declare the Western Cape an independent republic. You have put a cockroach in cabinet, and we need to remove that cockroach by voting the ANC into power. And now we get into the exciting stuff. And let me get rid of this flea-ridden quality EFF hat. Ah! I'm going to have to wash my hair tonight again. 24. This is a goodie. HIV cause AIDS? Fake news. Thabo Mbeki on the 20th of September 2000. Does HIV cause AIDS? AIDS, the acronym, stands for Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome. Now, I do believe that is a sensible thing to ask. Does one virus cause a syndrome? A virus cannot cause a syndrome. A virus will cause a disease. Well, can I say any more about that? I actually need to do something I normally do with Schlaudy. Okay, I'm sorry, guys, just excuse me. I've got to bang my head on the table because that was incredibly stupid. This is Mbeki. He was the smarter one amongst them. Go figure. 25, clear as mud. Johan Rupert, September the 23rd, April 2014. The ANC cadre, because of the financial benefits. He said, the ANC is the only transparent party in the country. What a load of bullshit. Johan Rupert, you should hang your head in shame. 26. No one deals with corruption as effectively as the ANC does. What? Did you get that? No one deals with corruption as effectively as the ANC does? This is absolutely incredible. But this is Julius Malema on the 23rd of July 2012. And he says, we are different. We still have respect for the rule of law. And where corruption raises its ugly head, action is taken. What happened about VBS Bank? And what about your little personal business in Limpopo, where millions of rands were just siphoned off to your little business by the Johannesburg municipality? Yeah, you're a piece of crap, Julius. Anyway, let's continue. Julius Malema speaking about corruption. We have seen ministers losing their jobs, senior government officials losing jobs because our government is very decisive on corruption. The reason why today we hear a lot of corrupt activities is again because of this democratic government, which is very transparent and where the corrupt activities are brought forward and people know about them and they are being dealt with. Well, it's about time they dealt with you, Julius, because you are about as corrupt as they come. Of course, this is Julius talking again, there is still a lot to be done. But some of those isolated cases of corruption, isolated cases, it's everywhere, you stupid blimmin'. Where's my little, where is it? Here we are. You know what, Julius? You can pog my horn. You are so full of shit. Okay. Let me get back to this. Sorry, guys. Just getting a bit excited here. Of course, there is still a lot to be done. But some of these isolated cases of corruption and how they've been dealt with make it all of us to have comfort that there is some level of determination to deal with corruption, which is zero. Show me one politician in South Africa who's been brought before the courts because of corruption, Mr. Julius Chameleon Malema. There's not one. Anyway, it goes on to say, most influential people who we thought were untouchable have been dealt with once they were found to be involved in corrupt activities. 27. Africa is the biggest continent, trust me. Jacob Zuma on the 9th of December 2015 in one of his most iconic remarks says, this African continent is the biggest continent in the world, not separated even by a river. Rivers that are there flow with the continent. They do not cut it in half or quarter. All continents put together will fit into Africa. Well, I've got a surprise for you, Jacob Zuma, with an obvious issue up here. Asia could not fit into Africa. And that's just one of many continents around the world. 28. The CIA is trying to take over South Africa. And this is Kebi Mapato on the 8th of September 2014. These Chapter 9 institutions were created by the ANC but are now being used against us. And if you ask us why, it's an agenda of the Central Intelligence Agency. Americans want their own CEO in South Africa, and we must not allow that. 29. Another endorsement of Zuma's great leadership skills. Tony Yenageni, 20th of December 2007. And he said, I support Comrade Zuma. He is a seasoned revolutionary, and although he is not an angel, he has the gravitas, experience, and intelligence to unite the organization. And he doesn't understand mathematics. That's a real intellectual for you, I've got to say. Number 30. The rand must fall. Obviously, it is what we want so we can get power. Colin Main, 22nd December 2016. We want the rand to fall. We need those economic turntables. The rand will fall, but when it rises, we will be in charge of the economy of South Africa. Number 31. A pissing contest. This is Maxwell Nemadzizvanani, 26th of August 2004, joining the ANC from the PAC. And he says, there is a tendency by the members of opposition movements to sit outside and urinate on the ANC's political tent. So I want to sit in the ANC tent and urinate outside against poverty, diseases, and homelessness. Well, how well has that gone since 2004, Maxwell? Not very well at all, has it? 32. Zero tolerance for corruption. Jacob Zuma, on the 5th of May 2014. Only the ANC is doing something about corruption. Nobody else is doing anything. What? Did I get that? You got to be joking. Jacob Zuma said that. Yeah, he did. Sorry guys, I'm having a little minor freak out here. Jacob Zuma on the 5th of May 2014 said, only the ANC is doing something about corruption. Nobody else is doing anything. Another brick in the wall, I think. Number 33. The single most important quote in understanding the ANC's approach to power. And this is Amrabulo in June-August 1998. Transformation of the state entails first and foremost extending the power of the national liberation movement over all levers of power, the army, the police, the bureaucracy, intelligence structures, the judiciary, parastatals and agencies such as regulatory bodies, the public broadcaster, the infamous South African Broadcasting Corporation, the central bank and so on. Number 34. Junk status. Awesome! I'll have some of that. Colin Main on the 7th of April 2017. We are welcoming the junk status. 35. If you report on crime, you are encouraging crime. Schlaudi, my mate, Schlaudi Mutseneng, the Mr. Bean of South Africa. On the 1st of September 2015, I knew that Schlaudi would make it on the quote list. Anyway, Schlaudi said, this absolute genius, said, if you always put crime on media, you report about crime, actually what you're doing, you're encouraging young people to commit crime. Number 36, Zuma accounts to no one. I mean everyone. Oscar Mabayani on the 26th of March 2016 on Jacob Zuma. The president we have in the ANC is one of the most accountable presidents I have ever heard about. Yeah, good luck with that. Number 37, Zuma or bust. Fikile Mbalulula, 19th of January 2009. Zuma is not a factory fault. The National Prosecuting Authority, case or no case, we will put him in the union buildings. Number 38, and a special thanks to Malema and Vavi for helping evade justice. Jacob Zuma on the 12th of September 2008. I was asked why I was not stopping Malema and Vavi, but you have stood by me and you have shown me your unwavering support. I thank you for that. Number 39, compassion for the sick and respect for the Constitutional Court, all rolled into one. Yes and no, I'm saying no. Mantu Shabalala Msimang, 26 March 2002. Responding to questions about whether the government should comply with the Constitutional Court order to provide nevirapine. Number 40. After 24 years, we are still working on the problem. Isn't that wonderful? ANC women are not ready to lead. Clara and Glovo on the 12th of October 2012 explaining the ANCWL's decision to endorse Jacob Zuma for another term as ANC president. 41. How to win friends and influence people. Jacob Zuma on the 9th of October 2015. I always say to business people, if you support the ANC, you are investing very wisely. If you don't invest in the ANC, your business is in danger. 42. Worse than apartheid. Jackson Mthembu, the 23rd of October 2016. When you see these things being done by a democratic state, your heart jumps. We are not only equal to the apartheid state, we are worse because they never treated their ministers like this. 43. Jacob's ladder. Ace Magashula, the gangster state man, on the 30th of November 2008. Jesus was persecuted. He was called names and betrayed. It's the same kind of suffering Mr. Zuma has to bear recently, but he's still standing strong. Death or Zuma? Julius Malema, 16th of June 2008. Let us make it clear now. We are prepared to die for Zuma. Not only that, we are prepared to take up arms and kill for Zuma. 45. The scorpions must fall. This is from Julius Malema on the 2nd of September 2008, an ANCYL parliamentary submission for the scorpions to be shut down. And he says, there are people who served apartheid who are using the scorpions and our laws to further the interests of the imperialists to serve the interests of the defeated minority. 46. Official South African Police Services crime strategy. And this is Fakile Mbalula on the 29th of September 2017. We must squeeze them. When they've got the balls, we must crush them. If a man says he has balls, we must crush those balls. We must find the balls where they are and crush them. These people are undermining the sovereignty of our country. Well, I think the rapists should have those little things actually cut right off. That would solve a lot of problems. But anyway, that's just my point of view. 47. Why the ANC need to get back control of Nelson Mandela Bay. And this is none other than Umbolelo Gidani on the 6th of July 2018. Gidani was the treasurer in Nelson Mandela Bay on the regional ANC's bankruptcy. He said, let me scare you immediately. Us in our Mali, we do not have money. We are currently sitting at a deficit. Financially, our situation is very bad. 48. Rotten to the core. Jackson Mthembu, the 25th of March 2017. We have become corrupt to the core. All that we need now is to accumulate and amass as much as we can and forget about our people who are suffering. Now, that is right on the money. You got to admit, that is right on the money when it comes to the ANC. 49. Slaughter whites like Hitler did to the Jews. Velavi Kumalo, the 4th of January 2016, and he said, I want to cleanse this country of all white people. We must act as Hitler did to the Jews. I don't believe anymore that this is a large number of not so racist white people. I'm starting to be skeptical, even of those within our movement, the ANC. And finally, number 50, the ANC for life. And this is one Julius Malema on the 16th of November 2011. He says, my blood is black, green and gold. I will never form a political party. Neither will I take a posture that seeks to oppose the ANC. I will never do that. I will die ANC. I don't need a card to be ANC. I am born ANC. I will die ANC. And that just shows the incredible hypocrisy, the deviousness, and whatever goes with it, with the politicians in South African politics. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for updates. Please like this video, and above all, stay safe. Bye for now.